Saram. Today, we will be reading Easwaramma, the Chosen Mother by Professor N. Kasturi. Chapter 5, The Announcement. Hope flared up again when an erudite lawyer, Krishnamachari from Penukonda, the metropolis of the Taluk, came to see Satya. His forefathers were honored residents of the village, and he had spent his childhood there. Now, having heard of the super-psychic words and behavior of Satyanarayana Raju, he had come to Puttaparthi to see things for himself. He came, he saw, and he, the learned B.A.B.L., pronounced judgment. Satya and his father were with him, and Easwaramma with her daughters behind the door, with their ears glued to wood. A demon has entered this boy. An extraordinarily powerful one, was the profound conclusion. Human exorcists cannot help, and even ordinary gods will fail. It is God Narasimha, the divine incarnation as man-lion alone, who has the power to frighten the demon and force him to free Satya. Take him to Ghati Kachalam, to the big Narasimha temple there, where hundreds such cases have been cured by his grace. Venkappa welcomed the idea, for he knew all about Narasimha, having read about this incarnation. He had gone on pilgrimage to other Narasimha shrines. He had seen the fury of Narasimha at many a village play. He was about to write down directions to get there when Satya held his hand. Krishnamachari Garu, this is funny, the advice you give. Who do you think is there in the Ghati Kachalam temple? I and you want these people to take me to me? Easwaramma felt a surge of elation. But it was only a flash amidst the clouds. Satya continued as before with his unpredictable moods. Life dragged on, drowsily most times, but dramatically now and then. Then came the climax. Venkappa brought it on. He was upset at the rude reply his son had given the big man from Penukonda. Watching the crowds flock around Satya, he lost his temper. How dare this brat, running around these streets, claim that he is Narasimha? What impertinence! I cannot put up with this any more, he exploded. What is that fellow doing now on his grandfather's veranda with the crowd? He grabbed a formidable bamboo staff. Seldom had his wife seen such superlative anger on his face. She screamed. Someone in the crowd turned to Venkappa. Satya gets sugar candy in his palm from nowhere when he waves his hand. He gets flowers that are already strung. Look, he gave me these. Everyone got something. Venkappa was outraged. Sugar? Flowers? The cheat! Everything a trick, he yelled. This must be the last. And he pushed himself towards the boy. Easwaramma stood alone on the edge of the crowd. She closed her eyes tight, not to see the stick coming down on Satya's head. She prayed to the village gods. Venkappa reached Satya. Stop this stupid drama. Tell me, are you a ghost? Or a rogue? Or a madcap? Are you a god? Are you Narasimha or Narayana? I am Sai Baba, said Satya, calm and fearless, for he spoke the truth. Easwaramma gasped. This was someone no one knew. Sai Baba? His father queried. Sai Baba? The lati had fallen from his hands, but he went on angrily. You may be Sai Baba or Hai Baba. It doesn't concern us. But you had better leave this boy and this place." He was apparently addressing the spirit he thought dwelt in his son. "No," Satya said with the same composure. "I have come because Venka Avaduta and other saints prayed for my coming. I shall bless you and remove all that troubles you. Worship me on every Guruvar, Thursday, the day of the Guru. Keep your mind and homes pure." No one could resist the overwhelming wave of adoration that swept over the people. The angry father had nearly become one of the admiring crowd. But there was yet another problem to worry the family and every curious man and woman of Puttaparthi. Who or what was this Sai Baba? Soon enough, news drifted into the village that the sub-registrar at Penukonda was a follower of a Sai Baba. He did special puja to that saint every Thursday, with hundreds gathering at his place. Venkappa decided to take Satya to him. If the boy was pretending, the sub-registrar would see through it, and they could have their doubts set at rest. Easwaramma longed for an end to the confusion and controversy. But Satya was Narasimha at Ghati Kachalam and also Sai Baba at Penukonda? And it was he who interrogated the sub-registrar. "Can't you see me, the Sai Baba? You have worshipped me for years, and I am here before you. Here, take this udi." And with a wave of his palm, he created a handful of hot ash and gave it to him, exactly as Sai Baba of Shirdi used to do for those he loved. But the man was too frightened to hold out his hand, and Satya scattered the ash before the figure of Shirdi Sai Baba instead. Intense devotion makes a man lose his vanity, says the Bhakti Sutra of Narada. But the sub-registrar was too self-contained to react to the truth. He pronounced that Satya was suffering from delusion and sent the family back. They returned to Puttaparthi. Satya cast off the pose of impersonality. He was no longer difficult. Gone were the bouts of gloom. He seemed determined to be congenial and cooperative, and Easwaramma and Subbamma were allowed to feed him with delicacies to their full delight. One day, someone from Penukonda came to the Raju home. Having heard of Satya's audacious claims that he was the Sai Baba of Shirdi, he threw out a challenge with a glaring eye. "We know who you are. You are just a small boy, the son of Venkappa and Easwaramma. But if you are the same Sai Baba the sub-registrar worships, let us have the proof now." Hearing the unknown voice ringing arrogantly through the house, Easwaramma came out of the inner apartments. "I shall give you proof," said Satya, unruffled. He asked that flowers be brought to him. The man asked Easwaramma herself to bring them, and she did so, with trepidation. In a quick gesture, Satya flung them on the floor. "There! That is who I am." They all saw the petals arrange themselves to form the Telugu words, Sai Baba. Sai Baba? Muslim or Hindu? Brahmin or Kshatriya? Easwaramma told Subbamma of a vision she had. Satya appeared before her as an old bearded man. She remembered another time when Satya spoke of an old fakir who used to feed him rotis. Those puzzling events seemed to take on a dimension of mystery now. Subbamma, the good lady, had instinctive grasp of the situation. She told anxious Easwaramma not to be misled by her son's pranks. Wasn't Krishna too equally mischievous, calling himself Hari at one time and Gopala at another? Both women found relief in the fact that Satya was now more active, going around again, though not with his old companions. He walked the hills alone, now and sat silent on the rocks for hours. And it was Subbamma, childless and with less encumbrances and chores to tie her down, who scouted around for Satya and his favorite sports on the banks of the Chitravati to feed her deep Gopala with her own hands. Seshammaraju had come back home to Puttaparthi for a fortnight. Satya's behavior had become more manageable, and the name he had now assumed wasn't too bad after all. To be Sai Baba of Shirdi, a little-known saint of some faraway place, was obviously better than a claim to be the divine incarnation of Narasimha. And Seshammaraju was confident that Uravakonda would soon clear Satya's fancy of that hallucination too. As a teacher, he had great faith in the curative potency of the rod, which he was banned from flourishing in the family home where Easwaramma ruled. And so, he kept dining into his parents that Satya should be sent back to school and put to more useful tasks than be allowed to spend his time climbing hills, scattering flowers, and weaving stories. They yielded at last, and Satya went back with his brother. Easwaramma walked with them across the Chitravati and waved them off, only when Karnatanagapalli hove into sight.